another episode of Nostalgia Premium Cars, the video edition, and Speed Culture. Hey, we're here at Porsche Tampa. We're going to check out the new 2016 Porsche Cayenne GTS. I'm here with my good friend, sales manager, Porsche of Tampa. Now, Bill Eichmann. Bill, tell us a little bit about this Porsche right here. Now, this is a GTS.
This is a Cayenne GTS. This is what you would consider the upscale sport version of the Cayenne. Meaning you have the Cayenne, the Cayenne S, and then the GTS. The GTS standard things like the full body kit, the sport exhaust, things that would be optional in the other Cayennes. Now this car has an upgraded twin turbo 6-cylinder motor, puts out 440 horsepower and a whole bunch of torque. So, and as with the other Cayennes, all Cayennes are all-wheel drive. You got your, you can get different wheels. There's certain things you can change on it, like the wheels and the color and those kind of things. The body kit, sport exhaust, the power, all those things are part of the GTS package.
Okay, now this has 21-inch wheels. Is that
this
an
has
option?
21-inch wheels. The 21s are an option. Comes standard with 20.
Okay.
Comes standard with, they call it 20 spider wheels in black. Really good looking wheels, the standard wheels.
Okay.
So you see they're a 5-passenger car, plenty of space, really beautiful inside. There's again, you have your choice of interiors. You can see the steering wheel in this car is with an all Cayennes. It's a steering wheel that was out of the $1 million 918. So there's a lot of that stuff from the 918 trickles down to the other cars. So in the world of SUVs, this is a wonderful, sporty driving vehicle. You'd have to drive one, which you all are going to do.
Which we're going to do.
Which you're going to do to appreciate it. And with all Porsches, there's really nothing quite like it.
And the horsepower rating on this one?
440.
440, and it's a V6 twin turbo?
V6 twin turbo. Porsche's gone to twin turbo engines where they can. In fact, the 2017 911s coming in March will all have twin turbo 6-cylinder motors. They do that to lighten them up. They're more fuel efficient. The torque bandage kicks in at a lower RPM, so you get better performance, better economy, and a better power to weight ratio. So that's where Porsche is headed, and that's where this car is right now.
So this is what it looks like under the hood, and it's nice and tidy underneath there, and the two turbos are nice and conveniently tucked away underneath there. 440 horsepower, you said? 440
horsepower.
Excellent. That's a lot of horsepower.
Yeah, and what you find with Porsche, Porsche is known for their turbos, actually, obviously. When you think of turbo, most people think of Porsche. And what they're doing in the new 911 and what they've done in these is the turbos are a little smaller than you might find in other vehicles, which means they spool up quicker. So there's no
turbo lag.
Right, no turbo lag at all. This is called variable turbine geometry, and they've got it down pat. So.
Well, you're right, because Porsche pretty much is the forerunner, front runner, in the turbocharged world with cars
from back in the 70s.
Back in the 70s, 1930s.
Right.
Let's go ahead and start this thing out because this one also has a direct exhaust on it real quick, doesn't it? Let's walk around the back and see what the rear end sounds like, what the exhaust notes sound like on the back of this thing. It's got a nice, healthy sound to it. Got a nice bellow. A deep burble.
Yeah, what you find, turbos kind of mute that V8 sound, the sound you used to get out of the V8s, but with the sport exhaust, it brings it all back. You can see it when you drive.
Okay, very good. Well, I think, you know what, Bill's kind of giving us a cue. I think we're going to go take this thing for a spin. We'll be right back. Don't touch that dial. Stay tuned to Nostalgia Premium Cars Video Edition and Speed Culture, the enthusiast mobile app. Bill, thank you very much.
There you
Oh,
go.
wow.
Okay, Robert.
Thank you.
All right, guys.
We're all going to
fun.
pile
See you
in this
minutes.
thing, and we're going to have some fun here in a minute. Ice Jeffy, that's his nickname.
Ice Jeffy, get out of here. Okay.
All right,
You
so
had
what did I
it
do?
in- You had it in manual.
I had it in manual. Oh,
You
I
had
was
it-
supposed
you
to
had-
shift.
You were supposed to shift. Yes.
See?
You got to pay attention to what you're doing here.
Well, you know what it is? These new cars are so... I'm used to vintage cars, so this car is kind of, this is all high-tech stuff, so it's kind of new to me. So
One thing that you notice about a Cayenne that is extremely different than any other SUV is that it has a sport feel. It's not bulky. You know, Robert, you drive an Expedition every day.
Excursion.
Excursion.
Yeah,
My
I got the
bad.
big one,
The bigger one. Okay, it's a bigger cow. All right. And one thing that you notice when you're driving a Cayenne is that this thing does things that no SUV should do. I mean, you can see if you look over the tack. I mean, you're driving this thing like a 911 over here. All right, and it's moving. It's not slow. It doesn't have a suburban feel. It doesn't have any of that. It feels like you're driving a sports car without. I think I have a heated seat turned on or something. It feels like you're driving a sports car without actually being in a sports car, and that's one thing that you just are like, wow, I gotta really like this.
it also has the, which has become common practice now, that if you notice in my mirror, a little light lit up there a little bit. If you're driving down a road, and let's say you kind of like accidentally ease over and cross the yellow line or something like that, or your lane change, or encroach in the other guy's lane, it'll warn you. It'll set on a warning. So that's pretty cool too. I like that. And you can actually feel it in the steering wheel. That's something Audi pioneered, and they transferred over to Porsche. So Porsche has it too.
Okay, now Mr. Non-Tech Robert over here, the old school, vintage
Mr.
guy.
Old School,
Okay,
Mr.
okay.
Old School.
Now, one thing that you notice probably on the dash there is you got your GPS on one of the screens. I'm sure there's a way to actually switch these screens around of what you want. We didn't look into that. You can go a couple more miles or something.
Well, you can't turn around up there. We have to go all the way to the, so we
okay.
have to get off here on Barris.
Okay.
Barris.
All right. Well, anyway, you see that there's a map here and all this, and then these dials here would allow you to change different screens and scroll through things, kind of like the Tesla.
The Tesla does that too, right?
Yes, Tesla does that also. Okay. Oh yeah,
So-
that's what it is. We got heated seats going on.
Yeah, that's mine.
Oh, you need that?
I like heated seats. It feels good on my back. See, so I'm a heated
We're
seat.
in Florida.
I know, but it feels really,
Okay.
really good because my back's sore
All
now.
right,
See,
so
yours
we're
is off.
gonna do a speed culture commercial break here.
Yeah, just do a piece of speed culture commercial break here. Anybody got any questions? Because actually, what we're gonna do, we're gonna have some fun this time. Because since there's 3 of us in the car, right, Bobby? You're here too.
Put them in the comments section, and I will ask our hosts.
Yeah, because poor Bobby, he's gonna sit back there and hold the camera all the time. But what
I'm
we're
waiting
gonna
for
do
this sport button here. I
the
think.
sport. Oh yeah, here, let's hit the sport button.
Oh,
now-
there we
whoa,
go.
That just changed everything.
Yeah.
Wow, look at that. I like that. Now the sound changed. The car jumped a little bit, so that changed all the settings, engine management, transmission reaction, everything, because we're now in sport mode. I like that.
Wow. We're in Sport Plus. By the
Sport-
way. I don't
oh,
know
we're
what
in
that
Sport
would
Plus?
be, but
Okay.
we are not messing around now. You can
See,
tell.
you guys are learning just like we are.
Right.
So now what we're going to do, since I, years ago, used to work at Reeves Import Motor Cars, which is now Tampa, Porsche of Tampa, this is the old proving grounds stretch that we used to use back in the day when we would test drive a Porsche, a BMW, or an Audi, or something like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn left up here, and we're going to go down this little windy little road, and we're going to see what the Cayenne GTS can really do. We're not going to push it because we're not going to hurt it, but we're just going to give you a little feel for what it does.
Okay. So
That's a
with
speed culture app
moment. Okay. All right. Now, one thing about the speed culture app.
Why don't you show them on your phone?
This is actually
We're going to get a demo. It's a demo.
A demo. Why not?
Yeah, why
do a
not?
demo?
Because we have everybody across the world watching and wanting to know what speed culture is all about. And by the way, guys, this will work in Europe and in South America and in China.
Okay, so the first thing you see when you first open the app is something. We basically tell you what's happening with us and just what's happening around the area. You have a bunch of different tabs down here, and I'm just going to focus on the events one right now because that's really what we talk about the most. And what it's going to do is the phone knows your location. Using the GPS, you got to make sure when you install it that you do allow location services. And what you're able to do is once you open the events, it's going to actually show you the events within a certain area. Now I have mine set up so it shows me everything, even throughout the country. That's why you see stuff that's 954 miles away, 1,100 miles away. But this app is continuously updated. We update it basically every day. There's over 1,400 events in here right now, and we've only actually been this has only been out a little bit more than
13 weeks.
13 weeks, about really about 2 months since SEMA Apple version. So we have lots of events in here. If you go into one of these events, so I'll just go ahead and pick one here, and let's just say the Detroit Auto Show that's going on still this weekend. You can see all the information about the show. You can click on the link there. It says Cobo Center, and it's going to basically tell you how to get there. Now, I obviously it'd be a day or two before we get there, but the point is it does give you directions, opens up the Maps app. Now, that's not the only thing that sorry about the quick disconnect there, but we will be back. We are parked here for a minute talking about the
Speed Culture app. So pick up where you left off.
Yeah, where I left off was we do have a classified system that's coming out around February 1st. We do have updates. Keep in mind the actual app is free. There's no cost for it. You can download it and you can install it at no cost on both Apple and Android on both the stores.
Super.
All right.
I think what we'll do is we're going to sit there and get back on the road here in a second. And we're going to go down this little twisty little road, and then I'm going to drive it for a little bit, and then we're going to pull over, and I'm going to let Jeff drive the car for a little bit. Okay. And we'll get his feedback.
We have some questions now. All right.
Questions.
Well, we have first hi from Texas.
Hi from Texas.
Wow.
Then we have one hi. Where are you all?
We're in Tampa, Florida.
We're live from Tampa, Florida. Yep. North Tampa.
Okay, we're going to turn right here on Sinclair Hills Road.
Hi from Sacramento.
Whoa.
Go California! All right, so this is the old Proving Grounds road that I was telling you guys about.
Okay.
All right, so we'll just kind of...
All right, that goes.
And as you can see,
Looks
I'm
nice.
not really pushing it, but you can see that it's all-wheel drive, so it kind of...
Where's that Xanax that someone was talking about
Oh,
before?
Xanax, okay. So that was it. We just eased it a little bit.
Just ease it a little
Hi
bit.
from the Ukraine.
Hi from the Ukraine.
Oh,
You guys
wow.
got a lot of snow over there right now?
Trying to hold the camera there.
What we'll do is we'll talk a little bit about the weather here right now.
Anyway, back to the car. So obviously it's got great handling characteristics. It rides good. Right now we're in super sport mode, so it sounds great as well. One thing I have to say about Porsches, and particularly their SUV, they've got it down to a science. This is probably the best handling, the best riding, the best sport SUV on the market. What would you say to that?
Oh yeah, for sure. And then this is just a V6 in here.
This is, twin turbo V6, 450 or 440 horsepower, but you know what?
One thing that there was a big problem with the V6 when they first came out of that, out with this, obviously it was bigger before the Cayenne was, but I don't know what they did with the weight, but there was just no power with the V6. Everybody just killed it, and nobody really wants to buy the V6. But this is got a twin turbo. It's got plenty of power. This thing, I wouldn't put it necessarily with the full 8-cylinder, turbo, but I mean it's definitely got plenty of power for anybody that would want one of these.
Yeah, 450 horsepower or 440 horsepower, that should be adequate. Now, the other thing I was going to say about this, since you're kind of a Porsche Cayenne kind of guy and I'm just a Porsche kind of guy, on the Cayenne, the original GTS was a V8 car and it came both in automatic and manual transmission, right,
yes,
Jeff?
Yes, it did. You did have a stick shift in the first GTS that they had. They also had special interior that none of the other Cayennes had. Well, the reason why, you mentioned that I know more about these Cayennes is I have been looking at buying one of these, and the reason why is because you can still tow things with this.
Yes.
I mean, you don't have the bigness of the Escalade and the Suburban and let's say your Excursion, I think it was, and everything. You don't have that bigness. You got the sport of the Porsche. You got the Porsche, brand, and you got it's a business, but yet at the same time you can actually pull and do things with this that you would do with a Suburban or a Cadillac or whatever. So
it's a utilitarian SUV.
It's very utilitarian, and that's why they're selling the crap out of them. That's also why they came out with the Macan, which maybe we'll drive another time. But
yes.
That's really why I was looking. I think people buy the Cayenne because there's a lot of things you can do with it, so.
Super. Well, I got to tell you, this is the top of the line. Granted, what would be in this class? A BMW X5 would be in its class.
Yeah.
The Land Rover or Range Rover would be in its class.
I think if we drive a BMW, which
we will. We'll drive
an X5 that's comparable. That's not really. I mean, I haven't ridden an X5, so I can't say that. But
an Audi would be Audi has a Q5 and a Q7, and then Volkswagen Touareg. Questions?
They're wondering if we're gonna try some Mercedes at some point.
Oh yeah, forgot about Mercedes. We don't want to forget our other German friends over there. Yes, we will drive a Mercedes. What do they call it? G series or their SUV series? I'm not sure what it is.
Be sure to follow us, and you'll see when we're test driving.
Right. Well, I think we're going to go down the road here just a stretch, and then what we're going to do is we're going to switch seats, and we're going to let Ice Jeffy take the we're Cayenne GTS, and GT because it's a GT SUV, and S because it's a sport version, right?
Right.
That's it.